Hello, everyone. My name is Sarafi, and I'm happy to meet you all. Today, I'll be sitting down with another one of my colleagues for the Meet the Guru series. I'm joined by the Resonator Guru, also known as the Resonant Guru, Notorious Yu-Gi-Oh, or NotoriousKly. Kly, it's an honor.
Hi everybody. Hi Sarafi. It's an honor to be on here. My ego is a little bruised that I wasn't the first one, but I guess the fifth is best, fourth is best, whichever one I ended up being.
You are the ninth, but
Oh wow! Okay. I must have missed a couple then.
no. I'm slow dripping them. So
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so I haven't missed any content yet. Please like, comment, subscribe. No
thank you. Um,
problem.
So for those that don't know, Kly has a significantly bigger YouTube channel than I do, and that takes up a lot of his time. So I will be very respectful here of his time and make sure that this is quick and easy. Kly, I have a couple questions for you. So first of all, how long have you been a guru, please?
This is a tough one. I have no idea. Probably about 3 years.
Mhm. I think that weren't you the second guru to join after the, because we started, I think we started with three. We started with Uzi, Kevin, and Arcady, and then Crow was the first, and you were the second, if I understand the timeline correct.
Yeah, it was Kev, Cubes, Crow, then me, I believe. I joined the server when we were like under 50 members.
Mm,
So like early on.
okay.
So yeah, I think I'm technically the second guru to join, but the fourth canonically, however they like to state it.
uh, so I guess you and Kevin have been friends for a long time then.
Yeah. Yeah. Kevin's the one who actually brought me into the server. Him and I were on like staff chat in another Yu-Gi-Oh server. And
Okay.
that one was sort of spiraling. Just people who were running the server had sort of lost interest in either the server or Yu-Gi-Oh or a combination of both. And Kev one day messaged me out of the blue. He's like, "Hey, I got this thing that I'm working on. You want to come like check it out, hang out?" He's like, "You don't have to be a part of it or anything, but I'd love to have you there." So I said, "Yeah." Hit the accept invite thing, and um, been on the server ever since. And me and Kev have been pretty tight ever since.
Glad to hear it. All right. So what do you like about the Guild of Gurus?
The wholesomeness, welcomeness, lack of toxicity that seems to persist and exist in other Yu-Gi-Oh spaces of conversation. People here are just real chill, laid back, and we speak to each other with a baseline level of respect that is kind of missing in a lot of other places, and that really brings me a lot of happiness. Like you might get like razzed or teased a little bit about little things here or there, but it's all in good fun. Nobody's gonna call you like I don't know, like a no skill helmet deck noob for liking to play Blue Eyes or whatever.
Yes, that's true. Although we do throw a bit of shade when we're dueling, at least. Okay.
Yeah. That's all in good fun. All in good fun.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
So
it's a.
so
Oh,
how,
go ahead.
how did you start playing Resonators?
So I played Yu-Gi-Oh. I think my first thing was starter deck Kaiba. So I'm a boomer.
Mhm.
I'm living proof to all you boomers out there that you can make it. You can do it. Yu-Gi-Oh is big, scary, and intimidating, but as long as you believe in yourself and have cool friends who will help pick you up along the way, you can make it. You can figure out modern Yu-Gi-Oh. And played way back in the day. Took a long hiatus, maybe like 15-year hiatus, and then started playing Duel Links again. And I bounced off Duel Links, came back to it for whatever reason, and it just stuck. It clicked, and I fell in love. And I was in this weird, I guess, new player, even though I'm not technically a new player, phase where I'm like trying to find not just a deck, but like my deck.
Of course.
And it just so happened that the um I'm forgetting the name of the box now. This is something I used to know offhand. I'm losing my touch. But the latest Duel Links mini box that was coming up was the one that contained Crimson Resonator and Red Nova Dragon. And they also released it in completely overtuned skill with it. So after just kind of just listening to the conversation around Resonator, Red Dragon Archfiend, and watching a couple replay videos on it, it's like that deck looks cool. I mean, the cards are all aesthetically cool looking. It plays cool. You make big dragons. You hit people really hard. You blow up their board. That looks awesome. Let's go ahead. Let's try it. Let's spend all these hard nerd gems. Let's try Resonators out. And it was just game over from there. I knew exactly the moment I started playing that deck that I had found my deck. That is my pet deck, and pretty much forever will be.
Absolutely.
So yeah, so that's kind of how I got started playing Resonators, and to an extent, like one of the reasons why I love Resonators so much is because it's really like the first deck that I felt like a strong tie to or a sense of ownership over, or whatever. So
Yeah, I can understand that. So you started playing Resonators and Duel Links. That's interesting because I believe you've been playing Resonators in the TCG a little bit recently, haven't you?
yeah. So my Yu-Gi-Oh addiction, I mean, a perfectly reasonable and acceptable hobby, um, has slowly spiraled from just Duel Links to okay, I'll try Master Duel, to okay, I'll try TCG, and yeah, I exist in all formats now: Master Duel, Duel Links, TCG. The format I've yet to try is Rush Duels, but that's probably a conversation you and I can have at another time.
Yeah, of course. Uh, so um, so if you came from Duel Links, were you going in blind into Master Duel? Did you know about cards like King Calamity before you like started playing in Master Duel, or?
Yeah, I was pretty familiar with the Resonator Red Dragon Archfiend stuff, just because once you like find your pet deck, you're always looking for like, okay, what's the next little thing they can give me to keep my overpowered deck overpowered.
Mhm.
So you look at like the other support cards that exist out there, the other big boss monsters that could come and break the format and all that stuff. So I was aware of like all the other entities out there. The one that always made my eyeballs pop in my head was Red Supernova Dragon. Just
Yeah,
banish
absolutely.
everything. Yes, can't be destroyed. Soft once per turn. Banish everything.
And it's
Uh,
so
I,
easy to summon. You just need Crimson Resonator and Red Rising Dragon, and it's it's crazy.
yep, yep. If you can stick Crimson on board with a level 4 non-tuner, you got it. Boom, Red Rising, 2 cards.
Yeah, and we'll get
So
back to the
crazy.
we'll come to the structure deck in a minute because it has
Yeah,
never been easier.
yeah, yeah, for sure.
um,
Uh,
okay,
so yeah, to continue answering your question, sorry, I'm a bit long-winded. That's one of the reasons why I have my own channel is because I enjoy hearing myself nonsensically ramble about things I'm interested in. But yeah, so I was aware of all the archetypical support. Not so aware of pretty much everything else that was printed after I don't know, like 2004 or whatever.
fair.
So
So when you
yeah,
ran into tier and other stuff, that must have been an experience.
yeah. Well, I took to Master Duel right when it dropped, so I was dropped into
Drytrons,
Drytron, yeah,
yeah,
Drytron, Tri Brigade Zoo format, and Eldritch too, full powered Eldritch, control stun, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so that was very interesting format to just be dropped into big boy Yu-Gi-Oh, and because it's hey, I'm going to negate everything, or Eldritch, which is I'm gonna flip 4 floodgates and one of them's gonna get you, or Trizu, which is like we don't brick. You can hand trap us twice, and we'll still get a Dryden pop backed up by 1 or 2 hand traps. So
to this day, I am shocked that Cyber Angel Benton got limited to one. Like, if you had told me back in GX when I was playing Alexis's decks that Cyber
mhm,
Angels would be a problem, I would have like laughed in your face. I cannot believe it.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
if somebody showed you,
that's
somebody picks up Ben 10 and goes like, "This card is going to break Yu-Gi-Oh one day." You'd be like, "Nonsense! It's a ritual monster. What's it gonna do? You gotta like commit 3 cards just to get in an on board. How's it gonna break the format?"
yeah, man.
Oh wait, there's no once per turn, and it's just an incredible way to generate card advantage.
That's what it
Oh,
is. It's just that there's no once per turn. Like,
yep.
yeah, it'll be interesting to see in like 3 years what other old cards break the game because they didn't have a once per turn.
Oh
Um,
yeah, there's always another one that pops up. That's one of the cool things about Yu-Gi-Oh is a lot of the old cards always come back in vogue,
it
but
is.
sometimes they come back in vogue for the wrong reason, like skill drain. Trying to think what other nonsensical cards, but there's probably too many to list.
There are. Okay, so uh, so what do you feel like is what do you like about playing in locals and playing in region, like as opposed to playing on your phone or on your computer, playing in person with physical cards? What are the benefits and what is your experience?
My experience is it's hands down the best way to play Yu-Gi-Oh, for a variety of reasons. One is I think the actual Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay is significantly better because it's smoother if you and your opponent are on the same wavelength and you can communicate reasonably and quickly with each other. The games are smooth, they're quick. Um, Resonators are a big synchro spam combo deck. I can get through full combo in I think 2.5 minutes, and that pumps out like 4 monsters on board, 2 traps, and 3 cards in hand. Um, so no 30-minute turns. So the gameplay is like super smooth, super crisp, super fun. Plus the reward for having intimate knowledge of Yu-Gi-Oh, your cards, and the other cards in the format or in your opponent's deck is significantly more rewarded than it is in a format where you're constantly reminded, like, hey, you can activate this card now. Would you like to Ash Blossom this one? Hey, Ghost Bell actually works on this effect that they're trying to activate in the graveyard. You want to use Ghost Bell? In paper, you just kind of have to know what your cards can and can't do, what they can and can't interact with, and then try to best figure out the way to use what you have and what you know.
You also have to deal with the
So,
poker face. Like if your eyes are dancing around on the board and it's like you're counting, your opponent can tell that you're counting for Nibiru. So
yeah,
you've got to be
yep,
really careful. And playing against someone as well. You can kind of like tell what hand traps they're prepping for.
yep, yeah, absolutely, yeah. That's another thing I do enjoy is you're rewarded for just being intuitive, paying attention to your opponent's mannerisms. There's a whole other game within the game that's going on, and it's significantly more rewarding when you can bluff. Bluffing is probably the wrong way to describe it. Where you can disguise the fact that you have something like Nibiru until end of main phase, or right before your opponent goes ahead and makes their Baron de Floor, negate, or whatever like that, and you can just hide it and hold it, get the most value out of it as possible. Where in something like Master Duel, like if you're not quick enough to hit that toggle, like, oh, summon 5, priority pass to my opponent. Guess my next move is to make a monster with a negate on it.
Yeah. All right.
Uh,
So I'm gonna drop a surprise question here, and this is just to make Mill rage for this video.
oh,
So
oh,
uh,
goody.
let's hear your opinion. Which is better, TCG or OCG ban list?
Oh, it's definitely got to be TCG.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, it's not OCG. I know my boy Chaos Ruler is, I think, still free in the OCG, but it's TCG. Any
See,
format where Maxi is allowed to exist and persist is an inferior format.
now I
That,
understand all the Max C hate. I get it, but
yeah,
I don't understand why called by is limited to one in the TCG. I don't agree with that.
because we don't have Maxi,
And
you know?
also free Auroradon. They banned Halky Fibrax. They should give us Auroradon. Like that should have been. I can't believe that Salamangreat Gazelle got unlimited before Auroradon. Like put it to one at
Uh,
least.
I guess I don't know. A Rodon is something you would only ever run at one, anyways. Um,
Yeah, but
it's so accessible, and it gives you so many free bodies that I can kind of see why it may stay on the ban list for a little bit. I don't
Speedroids.
know. That but Speedroids. Okay, no bias here whatsoever.
I need my tokens. I don't have a way to make tokens.
Hey, just wait until Konami prints a Yugo structure deck,
Ah,
and then all your problems will be fixed, bud. No
yeah,
worries. That's
yeah.
all you got to do.
They'll give
I
me a
was
retrained Terror Top that's like 3 times better, and it'll be at 3.
There you go. Yeah, they'll print an e-tally for you too.
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah, because yeah, that's where I Resonators were. Red Dragon Archfiend was. Chaos Ruler got banned, and Resonators went from barely functioning to not even capable of functioning at all.
and
So
then we got a new Chaos Ruler just for RDA. So let's talk about the structure
yes,
deck. Okay,
yeah, let's do it.
so real quick, um, everyone who's interested in Cly's opinion on the structure deck, he has an entire video on it on his channel. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it here because I want you guys to watch that video, and you should be watching that video. But Cly, let's have like a couple of minutes of this. So, what are your opinions on the new Resonator cards? And are you going to like frame a copy of King of All, or what's that card is just. I wish that I could get something like that for Speedroids. Like that was just such a throw out to the anime, which I guess I don't know if you really care about the anime or not, but it was great for me.
I do care about the anime. Except I had a backwards relationship with Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds and Resonators. Fell in love with the cards. Then I went, all right, I guess they're part of the anime. I should check out the anime. And then it's like, oh man, 5Ds is amazing. This is even better. So, so yeah, having the, you know, the dedicated Jack Atlas card as like a little keepsake. Yeah, I'm definitely holding on to more than one or two copies of those.
Nice.
Yeah. My thoughts on the structure deck. It's fantastic. They did an incredible job of printing legacy support that understood what the deck should do and what the existing good cards that everybody likes to play with do, and like pinpointed exactly what they needed as a new support to do to help support the existing strategy instead of just remaking the strategy. It's not something like I guess like Naturia where like they printed Mole Cricket and I was like, okay, cool, yeah, you'll play Naturia Sunflower and maybe Camellia, and that's like the only other Naturia cards you'll pick.
Mm-hmm.
With Resonator Red Dragon Archery structure, that they're like, nah, you like playing with Supernova, you like playing with Crimson and Wildland and the whole gang, you know? Yeah, yeah. Let's make all those cards more accessible and playable and actually good. And tell you what, too, guys, you really like the OG Red Dragon Archfiend, we'll give you a reason to put that in your deck too, and we'll make it worthwhile to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they did a crazy good job, crazy good job,
And
and it
the level modulation, which was really surprising, but that was definitely needed to because all the resonators are different levels. So having the level modulation that was added was fantastic.
yeah, resonators are sort of weird because they're all different levels, different attributes, different stats. The only thing that they share in common with each other is that they're fiend type tuners.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's cool that you have all this flexibility and this ability to just like kind of plug and play any level or type you need. But then all your best combo lines and lines of play want a level 2 tuner with the level 4 non-tuner. So the level modulation was really cool touch, and really gives a lot more cards the ability to be considered. I wouldn't say playability because some of the resonators are just bad, but it at least makes you think about like, hey, can I fit double resonator in here? Hey, is chain resonator really that bad to play anymore?
Oh
You
man,
know, do I
chain
have to
resonator.
feel
I
bad about playing it, or is it nice? Because
You
I can
gotta
always
remember
get it
the
to level
you
two if
gotta
I
remember
need it.
the red rising dragon effect to special summon 2 level 1s from grave.
Oh, Any other thoughts on the structure deck? I don't know. I'm just over the moon with it. Also, it's incredible what kind of bananas effects you can put on cards if you give them meaningful restrictions. Something like, I know Crimson Resonator isn't part of the newest legacy support, but it is a legacy support card. That's a card that says summon 2 from deck,
Yeah.
and that's a crazy effect in itself. But then when you consider the things that it can summon from deck, like Crimson Resonator alone represents, I think, 8 extra cards that you can get just by fully resolving the effect. It's absolutely insane that a card like that is able to exist. But then you consider that like you're locked into Dark Dragon Synchros for the entire turn, and you're like, oh, okay, cool, because you can only do this one very specific thing, and that's what keeps it from.
Yeah. Um, real quick, did they reprint Witch of the Black Forest in this structure, or is that just a card that you have to like get on the side?
They reprinted Witch in the structure,
They
although you
did.
don't
Okay.
want to play Witch anymore because you have better things to use your normal summon on,
Oh, really? Oh,
which is yeah, significantly better things to spend your normal summon on.
sad.
Soul Resonator would be the thing you always want to use your normal summon on, which is another crazy custom card. Search any one level 4 or lower fiend. That's a ban list worthy effect,
Yep.
but you're locked into Dark Synchros for the entire turn. So you're like, oh, okay, cool. You're still kind of stuck doing this one very narrow thing for that kind of crazy effect. So it all balances out. Yeah, Soul Resonator is the one you always want to spend your normal on. So stuff like Witch is out. Any non-tuner that can't special summon itself is out.
Lame. All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I really
Wait.
did enjoy
Wait. Hold on.
Priest War.
Even
Yeah, go
even
on.
Skullmeister. You were all on the Skullmeister train.
It's Skullmeister. You can probably play it as more of a hand trap.
Yeah.
You'll never it and then use it in case of emergency if you need to as a combo piece. That's kind of a nice flexibility to have with it. But yeah, Skullmeister, no, you don't ever really want to normal it. In TCG, you'd always want to use it as a hand trap,
Hmm.
which is kind of cool that Soul Resonator can search a hand trap, even if be it a limited one.
Yeah. No. That's in Speedroids. I use Win the Wind Channel. If I don't need Win for my combo, I'll use it to search Droll.
Oh, you can search Droll?
Yeah. It's any Wind monster with 1500 defense or less.
Oh, Jesus. I didn't realize you could do that. That's terrifying.
I know it's great.
That's terrifying. Droll is a turn ender.
I know,
Wow.
man. Yeah, yeah, I get Baron and 2 Crystal Wings, and then I just have Droll, and I'm just like, okay, it's your turn.
Okay. Droll's resolving. Barone ensures that it will. Good luck.
Okay, all right. So, tell us about your YouTube channel.
Oh, it's Notorious Yu-Gi-Oh. That's Notorious YGO. I talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, Master Duel, and TCG. Whatever mood I'm feeling in. Um, Probably heard it earlier. I dabble in all the formats now, so I just kind of go where my interests are. Duel Links seems to get the most attention just because it's the easiest and most accessible to play for my crazy, hectic, busy life. But I've set aside some time to actually put up TCG content because of the new Crimson King structure deck because I was incredibly excited about that.
Absolutely. All right. What do you consider to be your greatest success, Cly?
Ooh, um, getting second place at locals with Red Dragon Archfiend was pretty sweet.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that post. That was pretty cool. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty. That's very impressive. So,
yeah. It's kind of one of those full circle moments, for lack of a better descriptor. Because I came into Yu-Gi-Oh again, basically a newbie. I was normal summoning Blue Eyes White Dragon and attacking for game back in the day. So yeah, take my previous Yu-Gi-Oh experience with a grain of salt. It's pretty much coming in as a newbie, searching for a community to belong to, searching for Yu-Gi-Oh friends, searching for a deck that really resonated with me, and I've ended up finding all those things, and then your favorite deck gets new support, and it turns out it's actually good, and then it turns out like, hey, you're not the new kid on the block anymore. You can play this game, and you can actually do well, and you can succeed, and you can do it on your own terms as well. You can do it playing your favorite. So that's a pretty cool moment.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, time for the shade to come out.
Ooh.
Cly, which guru is the best duelist in your opinion?
Uh, um, I want my first instinct is to say me, just because ego. It's got to be Kev.
All right, so you think Kevin is the
Hands
best?
hands down, it's got to be Kev. If Kev ever decides, Cyber Dragon Guru for everybody who's uninitiated, if Kev ever decides that he actually wants to play a deck that can keep up with modern DCG decks, he will kill. Um, yeah, Kev is probably one of the people I attribute most to my um, rapid adoption to modern Yu-Gi-Oh and my significant improvement to modern Yu-Gi-Oh. Uh, he's he just doesn't miss an interaction. He doesn't really misplay at all. Kev, and I would duel each other all the time, test and stuff like that, and like he just one tricks Cyber Dragons, and it didn't matter what I threw at him. He would always find the one avenue of play, bait out everything he needed to get to that avenue, and then capitalize on it.
Yeah, ever since
So
Clockwork Knight came out, he's been able to rip through anything. He could break literally any board. It's crazy.
yeah, he was like that before Clockwork too, and then he got Clockwork, and then he got Therion King Regulus, and it's like Jesus, dude. Now you can actually do a little something going first too.
Yep.
What am I supposed to do?
Oh
So,
man.
in my humble opinion, it's got to be Cavs.
Mhm. Even though I haven't seen him summon Infinity in ages. So
Yeah, you don't need to when you're OTKing, you know.
yeah, rip though. All right. Okay. Is there anything else you want the audience to know about you?
Not really. Um, if you're like me and you feel like you're a vagabond and outcast of Yu-Gi-Oh communities because you don't really appreciate the harshness in which some of them speak to each other, or you're just looking for people who are non-judgmental, open, kind, caring, and accepting. Um, I guess join Guild of Gurus Discord. That's honestly what got me there. Was looking for a just cool, normal, reasonable, rational group of people to talk about one of my favorite things with, and yeah, yeah,
Absolutely.
join
The
Guild of Gurus.
the link is in the description. All right, Cly. Last question. Do you want to shout out any gurus?
Yeah, I'd like to shout them all out. Specifically, Mill. Adagnister is better than Code Talker.
Oh,
Yeah. um,
tune
I
tune
I
in.
also
Tune in on Friday. We have a whole discussion about that actually.
oh good. Just I hope you poked the bear a little bit and you just kept telling him
It
that
was it
Adagnister
was
is better.
40 minutes.
Yeah. So Mill and I are both Cybers aficionados and Cybers lovers. I've played Adagnister, Math Mech, Salad, uh, Marine Says, everything except for Code Talker, and that's because Code Talker is doo doo trash.
Oof.
I'm just kidding, Mel. I love you. I love you, Mel. I'm just kidding. Yeah, shout out to Cavs. Cav, you're still the homie. Shout out to Cubes. Cubes, you are also the homie. Without those two, none of this would be possible. Shout out to you, Serafi, my synchro summoning guru friend.
Thank you.
Um, Shout out to the Crow, my other synchro summoning guru friend. Um, Shout out to I guess everybody else.
Rip
If I didn't mention you specifically, please don't be hurt.
Rip
It's just
Shuri.
because I just don't want this shout out to go on forever. So shout out to everybody.
All right. Yeah, thank you. Okay, so it's the Resonance Supernova. Resonant Supernova is Cly's channel, and he also has the Rocket Corner inside, and he has made a second thread, which which Cube Arcady does not know about yet, I suppose, called Flawless Perfection of the Tenyi. So He talks about Tenny. He talks about rockets. He talks about resonators. Anytime that you want to stop by, just drop him a line. He lurks a lot. And he'll respond to you when he has time. Man's busy, of course, but uh, it was a
Yeah.
it was a pleasure to have you. I look forward to potentially collaborating with you in the future. And for everyone else, this is Sarafi. I was thrilled to have you all with me.